We're here at ARC World Forum in Orlando, Florida. I'm pleased to welcome Harry Forbes, Senior Analyst at ARC Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm here with Jim Hilton from Motorola Solutions. Jim is the Senior Director of Global Solutions for Manufacturing. Jim, welcome to the ARC Forum.
Thanks for having me.
It's nice to have you here. Jim, if I look along the supply chain, I would see Motorola devices everywhere along that supply chain, from the primary materials all the way through into the distribution and retail. But we're entering a world, we've talked about it here at the forum, of bring your own device. So what does that mean for Motorola Solutions when you have all these devices along the supply chain? How are you going to adjust to the bring your own device world?
Absolutely, great question. And probably the first thing before we talk about how we're going to adjust to that is a bit of a definition. The bring your own device trend, if you will, it's not a black and white discussion when you think about the enterprise. Bring your own device for that office worker or for that white collar that just needs to get email. It's a fine discussion. But when it comes to yours and my production line or our customer's production line, all the way from raw material throughout the production process and even over into finished goods inventory, that's such a specialized business problem in three areas. Number one, the actual application that needs to be functioning on that device is very specialized. The job description of the person that's using that device is very specialized to their own job, if you will, and accomplishing what their company needs. And then the third thing is the environment in which that mobile device has got to operate is, as you know, when we walk the shop floors, it's sometimes it's not quite the carpeted space.
Okay, so what you'd say is there's going to be a supplement of bring your own device, but really the special high performance, high productivity, ruggedized devices are going to be here.
I think they're going to be here for quite some time, and for those very adjectives that you used.
Well, there's been an awful lot of excitement about tablets, and I've seen a lot of excitement from manufacturers, and people are very interested in it. It brings some new capabilities, but aside from the technology, what do you think are the use cases in terms of tablets in the manufacturing world that are going to be valuable?
Absolutely, and we're very excited about it too. We've launched our first tablet, and we did that for one specific reason, is that line worker in many cases just simply needs to get the job done, but there are mobile managers, there are shop floor personnels that simply need more real estate on screen. Whether it's an engineer fixing an asset that needs to look at a schematic and needs to blow that schematic up to see integral parts of it, or whether it's a mobile manager that we need to get them out of the office and away from that desktop and have them down on the shop floor doing their management job, but they can't really be disconnected from the network. They have to watch the critical components of that production line, and that larger real estate associated with a tablet is very apropos for that. Now, go back to your previous question. Because of the environment, it's got to be rugged. It's got to be able to endure the environment, and that's why we took quite a bit of pain coming to market with the right kind of ruggedized tablet for enterprise-grade applications.
Okay, if we switch from hardware to software, the world of these devices is bringing kind of back the platform wars a little bit. We see Android having maybe the market share lead at this point in time, but and Microsoft trailing, but there's certainly a platform struggle for this. And how are you helping your customers deal with that issue?
Great question, and actually ties back to that tablet, the ET1 that we just launched. That was our first Android device. We utilized, and when we made the decision to go to Android with that particular device, that's not even a transition question to us. Going from Windows Mobile to Android is not a transition or an or discussion, it's an and. We firmly believe here's two giants in collision course that we and our customers really need to figure out how to manage that instead of having to choose one or the other. What we've done basically is we've recognized that there's a place for both, and we have to take care of our customers and provide that. And what we did to accommodate that is at the same time we launched that tablet with Android operating system, we actually launched a kind of a middleware tool called RealTime that kind of insulates the developer, whether it's the end customer or our partner. It insulates the developer so that they can develop to either device and work functionally in both cases.
So that's giving their software both longevity and multi-platform capability on your future devices as well.
And actually, the protection side of that is it's architected such that, you know, right now we're kind of at the mercy of a few of these Goliaths, if you will. Mm-hmm. But, you know, 3 or 4 years from now, the life cycle of these applications are much longer than the life cycle of many devices. So we need to take care of our customer. That row element says whatever the next operating system is, we're thinking about that too.
Okay, another use case, another area if we go beyond the shop floor and even the distribution is in the field and field services. And they've traditionally had some support, significant support from corporate and increasingly, as you well know, and you guys have done a good job in providing solutions for people in those field service roles. How do you see that changing in this bring your own device world?
In my role with Motorola, I think I have the luxury job. I get to spend a lot of time with customer, thinking about working on their business problems, and the luxury part of that is I get to sit with quite a few thought leaders that are our manufacturing friends out there. And those that are really thinking about what's the next thing they need to be doing with to gain competitive advantage are starting to think east-west and not north-south. And what I mean by that is the mobile worker out there are experiencing things that someone else in the organization needs to know about right now. And if they did, the operation would be improved. Productivity would go up, cost would go down, things would get fixed faster, and things would be, visibility just helps everything. So the cross-pollination of these applications, and I'm going to coin a phrase maybe called RealTime Alerts, where a field salesperson might be able to connect, or passively their application connect to a field service worker to notify them that an asset is breaking down. Or maybe one example is the garage may be able to be notified that there's a problem with one of their vehicles right now, keyword, right now. And that cross communication across job descriptions is something that we didn't even talk about 5 or 6 years ago. Or if they did it with a telephone.
So what you're saying is the workers at the edge of the enterprise, in the field, at the edge of the field, at really the edge of the enterprise, are now being connected not just to their function, but more connected to the enterprise as a whole.
Absolutely.
And to the other organizations.
Absolutely.
That has some impact, obviously, on the way the enterprise is structured too, in terms of its support.
Yeah, it's not an easy conversation. It's a very strategic conversation. It's not as simple as saying, let's start a project here, because you have to think about the other business units within the enterprise and the critical needs that they happen to have, that if they knew about them real time, what parts could be improved in every piece of the organization. So it's a very strategic conversation that's going on.
Well, it would be transforming not just the field sales force, but really the whole operation of the enterprise.
Yeah, there is a true connectivity associated with that.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time, Jim. It's been great talking to you. I really appreciate it.
I enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is Harry Forbes from ARC Advisory Group. I've been here with Jim Hilton of Motorola Solutions. Thanks.